Hi everyone, my name is Pam and this is my vlog Sweet Pea Green, and welcome back. My subscriber numbers are going up, unbelievable. Thank you very much for subscribing and for joining me, and if you're new, welcome. Do feel free to press a like or press the subscribe button if you fancy joining me on a weekly basis. It turns out I think I'm doing at the moment. So what have I been doing this half-term week in the UK? I've been making some things, I've been cutting some things out. So yeah, let's start. First things first, I went back in to the Lyrical blouse and I've tightened the elastic on the wrists. I knew that whilst I'd wear it, it was quite an easy fix, and I will be better doing that first off than, you know, wearing it once and then it may be languishing on a hanger and not being used. So yeah, I don't know when it was. Maybe Saturday? No, it wasn't Saturday. Possibly the weekend, Sunday or Monday. One of those days, I went back in. I just unpicked the overlocking and the anchorage stitching, where the elastic was, making sure to put a pin in so it didn't slide all the way in. Just pulled it out. I actually pulled it out 3 centimetres. So yeah, way more than I actually added on initially. So yeah, that's a note to self next time. Yeah, don't be so heavy-handed with the tape measure. So yes, I will insert some pictures, well no, a little video of the sleeves now, and yeah, much better, much happy with it now. So that was last month's Think Pink subscription box fabric, and this month's subscription box fabric has been washed, cut out, made up and photographed within a week of receipt, which is absolutely unheard of in my world. Yeah, so yes, there'll be some pictures, and I think I've done a video. It was a very windy day. I did it yesterday. I had to wait for the wind to die down in the evening, but yeah, there's a little bit of footage. So yeah, it was made with the amazing Andrea Funfetti viscose. Now this is the first time I have made the Hope dress in a viscose. I think I've only made 2 before, and they've both been in linen. And yeah, this is a much more fluid make. I don't know. I love this dress, don't get me wrong. I love it, and I shall be wearing it for sure for the afternoon tea that I'm going to in a couple of weeks. But yeah, I do like my linen Hopes. So yeah, I don't know if I'd make another one in the viscose. I'll talk about it a little bit later, but yeah, I'm making another style art dress at the moment in the viscose, so we'll see how that one goes. That might be a viscose dress that I make. So yes, it was the Hope in the Funfetti. There we go. So yes, I hand stitched, oh yeah, there's a couple of firsts in this. I hand stitched the hem. I'm usually, once it's finished, I will whiz it through the sewing machine to hem it nice and quick, but I didn't. I hand stitched it, and I also hand stitched my button on, which I usually use the machine button stitcher, and I usually do that twice. I don't just let it go once, I will go over it again. So, but yes, I hand stitched it this time and hand stitched my hem. Very, very pleased with myself. I sat and hand stitched it while I was watching a new to me vlogger called Manecoarse. She's an American, and yeah, I'll put a link below. Loved her chatty conversational style of vlogging, and the things she makes are amazing. Yeah, a really unique style, but yeah, just really, really nice. And it was just nice to listen to her as I was there with my very sharp needle, hand stitching my hem. I also used, I've got into the habit now of using 2 labels instead of 1. I like one that, the thin ones often, and then the nice flappy one underneath. But this time I used the bee's knees one from, was it a Christmas box from Think Pink, from Beyond the Pink Door? I think it was around the Christmas time. Yeah, so a bee's knees from Little Rosy Cheeks via Andrea, and also a Sweary Sewist label from Kylie and the Machine. And yeah, I just thought they were really cute together. So yes, they picked out the colours of the Funfetti fabric. So yeah, that's my Hope dress done, and I did enter that into the Sew Skin Summer 25 challenge by Lucy of the Sewing Gardener, because yeah, it was nice and floaty. It's very summery, but lots of coverage. So you know, yeah, lots of coverage, but you don't get too hot. So that was, excuse me, that was another entry for that challenge. And also I did make up the Closet Core Sunhat, and yeah, there we go. I do like this one because it has got a much wider brim than the bucket hat. So yeah, lots more coverage from the sun on your face. And also I used a Can't Stop, Won't Stop label, another Kylie Machine. I think that one was from the advent calendar, the last advent calendar that Kylie did before she went on to the baubles. So yeah, that's some years ago. But yes, I do like that one. I like that hat. I shall be making more of that. And I used, I ordered some buckram from Amazon for to make it a bit stiffer. I could probably have done it, use the buckram on the lining as well as the outer, but I think that's fine. It's quite nice to have a bit of a floppy sun hat. You know, you can tilt it down and look from underneath it if you're nosy like me. So yes, so that was my third entry, getting back into school. The third entry to the Sew Skin Summer Challenge. So yes, that is what I've made this week. So not terribly productive, but I have been to the allotment quite a lot this week, trying to find my raspberry canes through the tall grasses. So there was a lot of that going on. And I've also done some cutting out. So I've done a couple more dresser girl dresses. So the Puperita Petite Fille. Yeah, excuse me with my pronunciation. I've just done the round neck rather than this one's got a V to it, and I just thought a bit more modest for the girls. So I've cut a couple of those out in, I think they were size 7, age 7 and age 10, so the bigger sizes, and The top is lined. This is quite a thin cotton, so it was lined anyway, but yeah, it gives some more opaqueness to the fabric. So that's the bodice with the stylized birds, and then the pockets as well. I've got the pockets, and then this will be the skirt. I haven't got much of this left, which is why I've got the scraps out. So yeah, that's the skirt with the top there. So I shall show you those when they are made. And at the moment I am making another style art dress. So this is the Naomi, as inspired by Hayley of the Haymeadow. So yeah, I will learn from Hayley. She did put her ties on the inside in error, so I shall make sure I read the very scant, we all know that they are scant instructions at Style Arc, but I will read them and read them again and just try and make sure that I put the ties on the outside. So I am making that with some viscose that I got from Rainbow Fabrics. Now then, what did it say? Stash Hub told me that I bought that in April 22. So yeah, it's been in my stash for 3 years. So it's about time it got used. Yes, now, the Naomi says it uses 2.75 metres of 148 wide. And I had tried it with a different Think Pink fabric, and I could not get it to fit. That it was a good 50 centimetres short, and I know it was short, the pattern and the fabric, there was a difference there already, but yeah, you can generally fit it in less than the pattern says, I found. However, this was not the case, and I was completely baffled. So then I got a longer piece, which was it was 280, 2 metres 80. I thought, well, this is going to fit. So I laid everything out, and no, it didn't fit. So I got on the, did I get on first? No, I didn't. Then I got this out because I think I had 3 metres of this. So I'm getting longer and longer and longer. I think, well, it's bound to fit on. Bound to fit on. I only need 275. I've got 300 centimetres. It's going to fit on. No, it did not fit on. So, as is not my way usually, I don't usually look at the pattern layout. I look at the patterns, know how many pieces I've got to cut out, whether it's on the fold, whether it's on the, as a pair. So I'll look at the layout, and I will show you what the layout said. It said, cut it on a single layer. There we go. So yes, that was a pain. I went on the Think Pink Zoomers WhatsApp group, and I said, has anybody else, apart from Hayley, who would have been in bed, made the Naomi? I can't believe I've got to do it on the flat. My table is not big enough. So yes, someone else was having to cut out, I don't know which jumpsuit it is, but yeah, she was having to get on the floor to cut it out. Anyway, I thought, I'm not going on the floor, my knees will not take it. So I did the jiggery pokery, just folding the bits that I needed, just enough to cut out the skirts that were on the fold. I did cut the skirts out on the fold, but then everything else I was able to fit in the spaces. However, I didn't have that much fabric left, really. I thought I would have a lot more left. But anyway, yes, it's cut out, and I am, what have I done so far? Oh, yeah, I've sewed the top together, sewed the facings together, sewed the facing to the top, and now I'm just doing the, you can see it's, you catch the facing to the main. Yeah, you can see it there. You catch the facing to the main bodice to keep it so it doesn't flap around with it being the V. And I've also, following on from Hayley, I learnt this from Hayley, I've raised the V 2 centimetres. So we'll see how that goes. I did put it up against me, it worked out the seam allowances, and I thought, yeah, I can see down there. I don't want to see down there. If I bend over, everybody else is going to see down there. Nobody wants to see down there. So I will raise it and see how it goes. So this really is a wearable toile, I would say. And yes, see how it goes. But yeah, I do like a nice floaty dress. So yeah, I've got the 2 dresser girls, and I have got this cut out, and I am in the process of making this. What else? Oh yes, Rainbow Fabrics had a double gauze drop about 10 days ago. So I did purchase 2 lots of double gauze and a viscose crepe, which I'll show you in the next vlog. 2 of them have been in the wash already. It got delivered today. 2 are in the wash. I was going to hang them out, but somebody was having a bonfire. So yeah, I can't hang those out, but I'll get them out tomorrow in the sunshine, and I shall wash the crepe as well. So the 2 double gauzes, I know what I'm going to make with everything really. I'm going to make brain engage, please. Yes, I'm going to make a Remy Raglan, long sleeved Remy Raglan, and I'm going to make a couple of, a Pattern Emporium skirt, can't remember the name, I will tell you next time, and a top by Dana Made. It was a blog I used to watch years and years ago, and she released quite a few patterns, bag patterns and children's patterns. So yeah, I'll show you that next time when all my fabric is dry, and I have prepped the patterns, I have traced the patterns. I've got the Remy, obviously. I've got a number of those. I won't count how many, but I've got a number. Yeah, and I've prepped the 2 other patterns for the other gauze, and I have got 3 meters of the viscose crepe. So I am thinking I might make, depending on what this turns out like, I might have another one of those, or I might make a skirt. I'm not quite decided about that, but yeah, that's kind of my next stage. I mean, I did say after watching Clarobobbins that I will be looking at some athletic wear, and I am. It's still there. So yeah, I shall have to see, because we've got a 7-weeker before summer, so that's going to be a hard, long slog. However, I will be away for a week. I've got something to do with family that I won't be around for a week, so I might take my knitting away, which I'm a better crocheter than I am a knitter. I can knit, so I'm okay at socks because I do those in the round, 2 at a time, toe up, and that's just knitting round and round and round. I can do that. I'm not very good with purling at all. I'm a bit cack-handed because I'm a better crocheter, and so I can't hold the yarn correctly. I get it all twisted. But yeah, I've got a scarf that has been ongoing for about 3 years at least, and I think it's a no, is it called a trapeze, where it starts off one side and it gets bigger, and I think it's about this big so far in 3 years, and you know, it's only about that deep so far, but you know, it's still a work in progress and I can pick it up. So yeah, I might be, but I've got another couple of weeks before I'm away, so we will see what I can get done before then. So yes, what I've made, what I'm making, my plan for next time, I think I'm done. I think so. So I will leave it there, and I shall have hopefully inserted some pictures here and there, dotted throughout. I might leave you some pictures of my strawberries that are coming in at the moment. What else have I got? I took some pictures of my cucumbers and my 3 tomato plants that I bought in because I was a very bad allotmenteer and I didn't get any seeds in early enough. So I've got 3 tomato plants, which is more than enough for me, to be fair. And when I went up in the week, somebody had left some swede plants and some celeriac plants, 5 celeriac plants. So not really a lover of swede, too much like school dinners. But I do like celeriac. So I picked those up and I planted those. So I might pop some pictures of that in. So yes, what have I got to do now? I'm RDing, I'm run director tomorrow at parkrun. So yeah, I've got to get my volunteer roster printed out and my run brief, get back into teacher mode. So ready for Monday. So yes, thank you for joining me. To all my new subscribers, welcome. I hope you stay around. I mean, I'm obviously not going to be everybody's cup of tea. Nobody can be, can they? We can't be all things to all men, as the saying goes. But yeah, if you are joining me, you are very welcome. And yeah, it makes me feel a little bit warm inside. So yeah, I will hopefully see you again soon. Take care. Have a good weekend and a good rest of the week, whatever you're doing. See you soon.